Ever wondered how two individuals with radically different viewpoints could engage in a conversation that's both enlightening and respectful? In today's discourse, we dive into the remarkable exchange between the outspoken conservative commentator, Candace Owens, and the illustrious hip-hop artist and podcast host, Budden. The conversation kicked off with Candace Owens' stance on the role of government. Candace firmly believes in limited government intervention. She emphasizes the importance of self-reliance and individual freedom, a cornerstone of conservative philosophy. Budden, on the other hand, argues for a more active government role, especially in areas like education and healthcare. The contrast in their viewpoints sparked a lively debate. As the dialogue progressed, the topic shifted to race and society. Candace, being a prominent African-American conservative, shared her unique perspective. She argued that the narrative of systemic racism is overstated and can inadvertently perpetuate a victim mentality. However, countered this by highlighting the undeniable presence of racial disparities in the country, pointing to statistics and personal experiences. As we transition from our discussion on race and societal perspectives, let's dive deeper into Candace Owens' perspective on individual responsibility. Candace is a strong advocate for self-reliance and individual freedom. She believes that these are the cornerstones of a prosperous society. She argues that the government's role should be to create an environment where individuals can strive and succeed based on their own merits, rather than fostering dependence through welfare programs. Candace criticizes what she sees as a victim mentality, suggesting it can hold back individuals and communities from realizing their full potential. She believes that this mentality is often perpetuated by narratives that overstate systemic issues and understate the power of individual agency. As we continue to explore differing perspectives in this conversation, let's keep in mind these thoughts on individual responsibility and the role of government. That was Candace Owens, sharing her thoughts on individual responsibility and the role of government. As we move forward in our discussion, let's ponder over these perspectives and consider how they might influence our own views and beliefs. As we delve deeper into this conversation, let's take a moment to listen to Candace Owens on her podcast. As a prominent voice in conservative circles, her perspectives often challenge mainstream narratives. In this excerpt, Candace discusses her views on government, race, media, and celebrity influence in politics. She emphasizes the importance of individual responsibility and the potential dangers of victimhood. She also criticizes mainstream media for its role in shaping public opinion, arguing that it often oversimplifies complex issues and pushes a particular narrative. Candace also touches on the influence of celebrities in politics, questioning whether they have the depth of understanding necessary to contribute meaningfully to political discourse. She argues that their influence can sometimes overshadow the voices of experts in the field. We will now listen to a clip from her podcast, giving us a deeper insight into her perspectives and arguments. Remember, the aim here is not to endorse or refute her views, but to foster a broader understanding of the range of opinions in our society. And that was Candace Owens, sharing her thoughts on her podcast. As we move forward in our discussion, let's keep these perspectives in mind and consider how they might influence our own views and beliefs. The conversation took an interesting turn when it came to the media's role in shaping public opinion. Candace criticized mainstream media for pushing a particular narrative, often ignoring the nuances of issues. Budden, a part of the media industry himself, agreed to an extent, but also emphasized the audience's responsibility in discerning fact from fiction. Now, let's switch gears and delve into a more detailed exploration of Budden's perspectives on the role of government and society. As a media personality, emphasizes the importance of government in sectors like education and healthcare. He believes that these are areas where the government can truly make a difference, and thus should be held accountable for any shortcomings. Budden's views on racial disparities in the country are equally impactful. He often highlights the systemic issues that contribute to these disparities and calls for collective action to address them. Moreover, he strongly believes in the audience's responsibility in discerning fact from fiction in media. He reminds us that, as consumers of information, We have the power to challenge narratives and seek out the truth. That was Joe Budden, sharing his nuanced thoughts on the role of government, society, and media. As we move towards our next segment, let's keep these insights in mind. Transitioning smoothly from our last segment, let's switch over to Joe Budden's podcast. As a media personality and a podcast host, Budden has a unique perspective on these issues, often engaging in discussions on topics such as government, race, media, and celebrity influence in politics. He offers insights that are both thought-provoking and relatable. Now, when we talk about the government, I believe it's not just about criticizing, but about understanding and actively participating. It's about staying informed and making decisions based on that. Budden's perspective on race and society is equally compelling. He often highlights the importance of empathy and understanding in navigating complex social issues. It's easy to judge from a distance, but true understanding comes from stepping into someone else's shoes, experiencing their reality. When it comes to the media's role, Joe Budden emphasizes the need for critical thinking. It's not just about what the media feeds you, it's about what you choose to consume and how you process that information. Lastly, Budden shares a balanced viewpoint on celebrities and politics. Celebrities have a platform, and it's their right to use it as they see fit. But like any other citizen, they should be well-informed and responsible. And there you have it. That was Joe Budden expressing his viewpoints on his podcast. As we continue our discussion, it's essential to keep these perspectives in mind. The interview wrapped up with a discussion on the role of celebrities in politics. Candace expressed her skepticism about celebrities leveraging their popularity to influence political decisions. Joe, while acknowledging her concerns, also pointed out that celebrities, like any other citizen, have the right to voice their political beliefs. To summarize, the conversation between Candace Owens and Joe Budden was a thought-provoking exchange of ideas. They discussed the role of government, the narrative of systemic racism, the media's influence on public opinion, and the involvement of celebrities in politics. Despite their differences, both individuals demonstrated that constructive dialogue is possible and necessary in today's polarized society. It's a testament to the power of respectful conversation in fostering understanding and challenging our perspectives.